You think Florida's best beaches are overpriced, commercialized, and overcrowded? Think again. Today we're on Navarre Beach, and I'm gonna do a drone flyover of this whole island so you can get a picture on what it's like to live right here. Check this place out. Let's go for it. All right, so here we are at Navarre Beach. I'm actually on the side of the water where the town of Navarre is. And you can see this bridge behind here. We're overlooking the Sound. The Sound is that body of water that runs from here to Navarre Beach. And so this bridge is probably only a quarter mile, maybe a half mile long. But as we're going over this bridge, you can kind of see on the farther side of that little island, the Santa Rosa Island, where Navarre Beach is at, you can see the Gulf. So that's what's in the far distance. But we're flying over here. This is one of the best views as you're driving here into town. This is what makes you feel like, man, we're going on vacation and it's super fun. And so this is flying out this direction. As you can kind of see, we've got some condos over here on the right, and we have some areas over on the left that are cool parks that you may want to check out with great parking. So you can park over there, just walk over to the beach and have a really great beach day. So I'm flying out here with my drone. You can kind of see all of the amazing areas. Usually people right here on this little island, right below the screen, they're out fishing, got fishing poles in the water, catching some redfish. You know, that's one thing that you might target out there. Spanish mackerel is another thing. If you like casting a lure, Spanish mackerel like that. We know we deal with mostly real estate, so I don't talk a ton about fishing, but I do love fishing. So if you end up buying a home out here, take me fishing and we'll have a good time there. So that's where that video ends. All right, so here we go. We're gonna keep flying out this direction. And so down here to the bottom right, you can see volleyball, you can see a couple restaurants. You got Juana's right there. Sailor's Grill is another one that you might wanna check out as you're hanging out, eating. It's great restaurant type beach food, so you can get some fried fish and some other things that are caught locally. So that's fun. We're kind of taking a left out here with the drone. Right below us, you can see the sea turtle conservation area. That's a fun place to take the kids. So if you're coming out on vacation, take them over there. That's really fun because they can see some of the live turtles. They have one that was injured. Sweet Pea, I believe, is the name of it. But we've gone there with the kids. I believe it's $5. You can go in, take a tour, learn about turtles and sea life and how to protect them here. So we're flying out to the east right now. This is a great park like I was talking about. Plenty of parking spots, great access. You can take the bridges that go over to the sugar white sand that we have here at the Emerald Coast. And as we're flying out this direction, you can kind of see we're in November right now when I'm flying this. You can see there's a handful of people on the beach, but it's not overly crowded. But I wanted to take you out here just a little further, because if you can see, there's some dots here on the screen. And actually, if you look really close, there's one a little bit lower. I think that might be a shark, just so you know, is swimming right there in the water. But this is a great man-made reef that you can take a kayak, a paddleboard. Some people even like to swim out there. You might not want to now that you saw a shark, but they'll go out there, swim down, dive with some fish, see some of that stuff. But sorry, my turn there was a little aggressive. I'm not the best drone flyer, but I wanted to give you a good idea of what Navarre Beach looks like. So over here on the left, you can see the longest pier in Florida, the Navarre Beach Pier right there. So it's pretty awesome. If you ever want to go out there, it's $1 to go walk it. You can see people catching fish, having fun. You can usually see turtles, different things like that out there. You can also pay a little bit more and go fish yourself. So take advantage of that. So that is the pier. Right below us is kind of the main area where people are. You can park there. So right when you come through, there's one light in this little beach town, and you can go straight through that light and you're in this little parking lot. In this parking lot, you got Andy D's. It's a popular restaurant that has pretty good food there. You've got Windjammers. That's another one right there at the end of the pier. You can kind of see they'll set up a band. They'll have a stage, have some live music and some fresh fish out there too. So that's pretty great. Right here is where we get into some condos on the left, and that you can actually purchase. I may just pause it here for just a second. These 3 condos on the left is the Summer Wind Resort. You have 2 and 3 bedroom properties from $600,000 to $800,000. You can see the Navarre Water Tower, that's pretty popular. You have the Regency coming up. It's one that has $700 to $1 million properties, and both of those have HOAs. You can see on the right side, you've got a few of these. You have first Soundside Park, if we were to go back just a little bit, right here on the right. And so you can kind of see that's the Soundside Park. You've got the Sandcastle townhomes right here behind that water tower. Which in the Sandcastle townhomes, those are about $500,000 properties. And it obviously depends on where you're located. If you're closer to the road, then those are a little bit cheaper than if you're right on the water. And so that kind of does determine property values out here. Is, are you on the water? Do you have a water view? That does increase the property values quite a bit. So you have a few more condos over here on the right, and I'm sorry, you have a few more townhouses over here on the right, and then more condos on the left. You've got ones like the Beach Colony here on the left. You've got the Pearl. You have the Caribbean. You've got the Beach Resort. Those are all condos right there that have homes that you can purchase. So whether that's 2, 3 bedroom condos that you can purchase there, those will all come with an HOA because they have a pool. You can use them as rentals. A lot of people love this location because you're right by everything here in Navarre. You have some more homes over here on the right. I didn't want to go too fast, but this is the majority of where everything is right here. You've got some other houses right here on the right. You have Bahia Drive. That's one that has a lot of really cool houses right here. Just kind of a, not a through street, a dead end road that has some cool houses. About $700,000, maybe to $1 million. And you have the Sonata Loop. This is just a little further right up here that has really great homes as well. Those are priced a little bit higher because it's a great neighborhood that has a pool, about $1.1 million to about $1.5 million. You've got the Gulf Island condos right up here. That's a really great place to stay if you're vacationing because you could do a little walk over to the beach or to the main parts of that area. But there's tons of cool things. Right there on the left is the Spring Hill Suites. It's just a hotel that you can stay at whenever you're here. And then it opens up to right now, there's nothing built on this land. And so it may be protected, but currently it's great views right there. So this is just on the other side of the land as we're going through here. And so on the left, you've got the Navarre Towers, about $700,000 to $800,000 properties and condos right there. You have the Belmar condominium, the Emerald Surf. Those are just to name a few of those condos that are Gulf front. And honestly, that is the most attractional, is being right on the Gulf, because as you can see, that white sand, emerald waters, this is not photoshopped. It really does look like the Caribbean here. So it's pretty amazing. You've got some great neighborhoods over here on the right. There's one that's gated. That's a really cool place to check out. There's a few that aren't gated, but beautiful homes out this way. Most of these can be used as short-term rentals. There's only a couple that do have where you cannot use them as short-term rentals. But as you're just driving out here, you can see there's the one main road, which is the one main road, which is Gulf Boulevard, that runs all the way from here. And I know it's far to see in here, but if you look way, way out in the distance, you can see Pensacola Beach past the National Seashore. So if you want a great drive to just kind of, if you have a motorcycle, a convertible, it's beautiful to just go out there. You're one of the only few cars as you're enjoying the Gulf. On the left, you've got the Sound on the right. Really a beautiful area. So this is just flying down here. You can see how the island is narrowing in just a little bit. Mostly homes down here. Couple little condos, a few townhouses over here on the left as well. You'll see those come up for sale every now and then. So then that way, instead of purchasing your own home, which on the Gulf side is going to be $2 million plus, you may be able to get a townhouse a little bit cheaper because it's combined. But they have some really cool ones out this way as well. But tons of areas out here to explore. So right here is some of the townhouses I was talking about on the bottom left. So you can see how that's broken up. There's a few more townhouses right there. But this is a really great area. Actually, right below you is a property we manage on Navarre Beach. And so we are able to do over $100,000 in gross rental income. So if that's something that you're interested in talking about as well, we'd love to privately manage one of those. We try to keep our management under about 10 properties, so we can really focus on treating these properties like they're our own, make sure they're kept up with, and have great renters that come through there. But as you keep flying out here, some really great houses. Obviously, that beach is one of the best. This is kind of that final flyover here, right before it transitions to that national seashore. So you can see back here, there's some neighborhoods over here on the right, some beautiful homes that there are new construction builds, a few more condos and places over here that you can check out. But down this way is also a great place to stay. It's a little further away from the Navarre Pier. All of this is probably within a mile and a half, so anything is accessible down here if you're up for a decent walk. But if you had a golf cart, e-scooters, you can really access everything while you're down here on Navarre Beach. But again, one of the best beaches at the Emerald Coast. We went and visited the Key West, and I was like, man, where are your good beaches at that have that emerald water? And they just weren't the same as what we have here. So I'm fortunate that this is only 25 minutes from my house. We can go out here and explore, go find seashells out here in Navarre. When there's not a lot of people, you can find some great shells. You can have your own private beach day, like these people over here on the left. You know, you can see that they're the only people within miles on this beach. So that's pretty amazing, but great houses. There's some new construction over here, all kind of on this canal that come in. Those houses are pricey, about the $2 million price point, but those are some really cool homes and a great place to stay, knowing that they're not building anything from here to Pensacola Beach. So that's a bit of our flyover. Right here, you kind of venture to the National Seashore. You can see that sign right there. And then there's a few stops along the way that you can go explore on your way from here to Pensacola Beach, but there's our flyover. So how cool is that, getting a flyover, a different vantage point of the entire Navarre Beach? I thought that's pretty cool. If you're interested in seeing what some of the homes look like, I've done some tours of those homes. Make sure you check out this video right here. And I tour all things Emerald Coast, so make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed the flyover, maybe you enjoy some property tours. So make sure you check out my whole channel, like and subscribe, and reach out if you are looking to move here to the Emerald Coast. My wife and I love helping families find their home here at the Emerald Coast like we did 3 years ago. So if that's you, reach out. Maybe we can have a chat, book a Zoom call, but my info is all below in the description box, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.